The Cosmic Librarian, Chapter 4.
Please read chapters 1 through 3.
Emma and Mr. Aldwin agreed that if they were in this together, first names were more appropriate. They reintroduced themselves as Emma and Alex. What did it mean? The last Caldwell to hold the key. That sounded like a grave warning. This could be a one-way trip. Emma took a deep breath as she stared at the glowing book before her. It pulsed with an otherworldly light, humming softly, waiting for her to take the first step. Alex stood beside her, cautious, watching with a mixture of awe and concern. "Are you ready?" Alex asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Emma didn't answer. She reached out, fingers trembling slightly, and the moment her hand touched the book's surface, the world around her shifted. Emma found herself standing in an ancient, endless library, its shelves spiraling toward an unseen ceiling. The books glowed with an eerie luminescence, and some floated in mid-air, whispering in forgotten languages. A shadowy figure emerged before her, the first librarian, or a construct of the library itself. Its presence sent a chill through her, not of fear, but of reverence. "Knowledge is power, but power without wisdom leads to ruin," the figure intoned. "Answer wisely or be lost to time." The test had begun. A series of cryptic riddles or philosophical dilemmas are presented, forcing Emma to think beyond logic and consider deeper truths about knowledge and responsibility. Each correct answer causes the library to shift, revealing glimpses of past librarians and their struggles. The final riddle echoed in the vast space around her. What is the most dangerous knowledge? Emma thought carefully. There were many possible answers, but she had to choose wisely. "That which is hidden from those who need it most," she answered. The books around her trembled, then settled. The figure nodded approvingly. "You see the path, but it is not enough. You must walk it." Suddenly, Emma was transported to different points in history, watching as those who controlled knowledge shaped the world. She saw kingdoms rise and fall, civilizations thrive and perish, all dictated by those who had access to knowledge. The journey seemed to last forever. Emma wondered how long she had been away from the bookstore. The weight of her responsibility grew heavier. She found herself walking through an era where knowledge was deliberately erased. Great libraries burned, scrolls and books lost to the flames. She saw desperate scholars hiding knowledge in underground chambers, fearful of what would happen if it fell into the wrong hands. Emma realized that she was not the first, nor would she be the last, to protect such precious wisdom. The library faded, and Emma found herself in her grandfather's study. A memory. She saw a younger version of herself playing while Elias watched with a sorrowful expression. He had foreseen that Emma's journey had to begin without influence, or else she might resist her fate, leading to self-doubt she might not overcome. A ghostly projection of Elias turned toward her. "I never prepared you because you had to find your own way. If I had guided you too closely, you would have resisted your destiny." Emma's heart ached. "But why didn't you tell me? Why did I have to struggle alone?" Because the greatest lessons are learned, not given, and because time does not always allow us the luxury of choice. She saw a memory of Elias struggling with this decision. He had written letters to her only to burn them before they could be sent. She saw him pacing, hesitating, regretting his choice, but ultimately knowing it had to be done. Tears welled in her eyes, but she understood. Her grandfather had done what he thought was right, even if it had hurt her. She was pulled into a void, surrounded by floating pages showing possible futures. One where she refused the librarian's role, leading to the library's destruction. One where she wielded the books selfishly, causing chaos. One where she embraced the role at great personal cost. A final question appeared. Do you accept the responsibility, knowing what it may demand of you? Emma hesitated. Then, with a deep breath, she reached for the path of duty. The book's glow intensified, and she was back in the bookstore.
We hope you enjoy these stories. Please subscribe, like, and share to be notified when new stories are available.
Alex rushed forward. You're back. What happened? How long was I gone? Emma asked. Only a few minutes, Alex replied. Emma steadied herself. I passed, and now I know what I have to do. She opened the book. It revealed the first great mystery of the Cosmic Library, one that tied directly to the Veil Keepers and their mission to suppress knowledge. Alex's expression darkened. Then we don't have much time. Emma nodded. The battle for knowledge had begun again. 6 months had passed since Emma first arrived in Hawthorne. She had spent that time learning all she could about the library and its past. At one point, Emma was reading from a book that contained information she was having trouble grasping. The book seemed to sense that she was struggling. She felt a very warm sensation course through her body. She went home to rest. Throughout the following week, she fell ill with debilitating headaches. Alex visited her and rendered as much aid as he could. He was frightened that the book she had been reading had harmed her in some way. At the end of the week, things settled down, but some of the events of the last 6 months were a little fuzzy, just small details. However, some of the knowledge she had absorbed was gone. She would have to start over again and review what she had learned. Emma also discovered the power of the ring and necklace. They would protect her from harm and fight off aggressors. The pendant on the necklace was an ancient artifact that could manipulate time. Her ring also had teleportation properties that could move her and anyone she was touching to other places and dimensions. The trick was controlling them. Emma had always considered herself a relatively smart person, with only the normal fears a girl might have. But something had happened to her during that week. When she returned to the back room of the bookstore and sat down, she noticed that she could understand and recall everything she had read. Information funneled into her mind and compartmentalized for easy access. The book had done something to her. She also exhibited greater determination and less fear. She seemed to anticipate things. She practiced her newfound abilities, learning to harness her perception and awareness. She could sense subtle shifts in the energy around her, detect when a book was hiding knowledge it did not want to give up. Her reflexes were sharper, and her instincts more precise. One night, an anonymous letter arrived. The ink shimmered and shifted, just like the book's cover. It contained only a single line, "You are not alone." Outside, in the shadows, a figure with glowing blue eyes watched the bookstore. The Cosmic Librarian's journey had only just begun.